Ganishka was the emperor of the Kushan Empire, the vastest empire with the largest army in the Berserk world. He ascended the throne through assassination and deception, as were all trying to do in the history of the Kushan royal family. That brought Ganishka power beyond comprehension, and he tried to expand it even more. Through the Kushan cycle of royal plots, he was the next in line to be killed by his child because of power. The law of causality had something else in store for him. A behelit granted him something else he had wished for: inhuman power, more power than ever before. All in exchange for his son and some subordinates. Ganishka was raised with the following concept of happiness: power is happiness, abundance is happiness, power gets abundance, so get more power. He who is not satisfied with a little is not satisfied with nothing. Was Ganishka ever really happy when he wanted more? The ancient Greek philosopher Epicurus points to three aspects that constitute human happiness: Ataraxy, Aporia, and Autarchy. Aporia. Epicurus considered that the absence of bodily harm and pain was one of the steps to achieving true happiness. Clearly, as any human being, the emperor had the fear of pain and suffering and death, as we saw in this panel. It is true that the shock on his face was partly because of his son's betrayal, but most importantly, because of a fear for himself. Since he became an apostle, Ganishka alleviated that anthropological issue of physical pain. Ataraxy. Secondly, Epicurus arguments that psychological disturbance is a further cause for unhappiness: fear of pain, fear of death, and fear of the gods. All of these was still on Ganishka's mind whilst in human form, regardless of him being the Kushan emperor and one of the most powerful men alive. Ganishka still tried to avoid getting hurt in battle, more so as he became the emperor. He still dreaded the thought of dying one day, or God forbid, being killed by his son, as it so happened. Lastly, Ganishka grew up in a religious land, and he had dear respect for the gods, if not pure angst for how they would decide the world to turn out to be. A beheaded later, and Ganishka didn't have to worry about those things anymore. Ganishka was the all-powerful, immortal god now. Autarchy. Ganishka might have surpassed the first two stages of Epicurus' idea of happiness, yet he still desired more and was not happy with himself or the things he possessed. The Kushan emperor could not reach fulfillment and thus achieve true happiness. Outside factors such as vastness of territory, might of the army, personal image, furthering of the own power, and later the fear of the White Hawk still plagued his mind. Emperor, apostle, god, he could not rule himself. Those outer aspects still governed him and his feelings. They still produced anxieties and angst, anger and outrage. Ganishka might have been perceived as the happiest man alive through an outsider perspective. He was not. Epicurus preached about the importance of optimal as opposed to maximal pleasure. Only by getting rid of negative feelings, the reduction of entitlement and requirement, In the concentration on friendships and self-sufficiency, can one man arrive at a happy state in life? Ganishka, the dread emperor of the Kushan Empire, the demon king and god, the thunder emperor, couldn't find happiness and died bigger than all life, and yet alone, unsatisfied and scared.